right, everybody, and welcome to Dissecting Fiction podcast. I'm Vinny Murphy.
I'm Christian Kutlick.
And today we will be presenting another bold prediction from Dissecting Fiction.
All right.
Oh, do you want the second part? Redo it.
Yeah, this is staying in just a second. So this is a bold prediction.
Wait, okay, you start.
This is a bold prediction.
From Dissecting Fiction. Woo!
There we go. That was only a fifth take.
Yeah, you guys only knew the struggle. So I'm going to start off with a prediction concerning comics, and I'm going to do something I don't think we've done before. I'm going to go back on a prediction I made before.
Oh, okay.
Not long ago we were talking about Marvel versus DC, DC versus Marvel being kind of a big possibility going forward. With a lot of the news recently of DC changing distributors and a lot of books not appearing quite as quickly as you might think they would once comics return to comic shops, I'm going to say that's probably off the table, and I think we're going to see a huge contraction of the lines on both Marvel and DC's side. I think you may see a lot of stuff go digital and physical comics be cut down to stuff that's really selling.
It seems, yeah, this is kind of we're living in unprecedented times, as the news constantly says. And it is especially true for comics right now that DC is suddenly changing distributors. And that was never the case before. Marvel was always the one that did that. Of course, DC has tried to extend their distribution for better or for worse with the New 52. But it's weird to me that it suddenly died because it was getting so much traction for big people like even Bendis and Jeff Johns early on when this quarantine started.
Yeah, I think it's just like the economics of it are adjusting, and especially with AT&T firmly taking over all of Warner Brothers or merging or however it is. There's new executives, that's what I know. It seems like the direction is changing, and quite frankly, the Marvel books haven't been quick to come back either. I think it's a bad thing necessarily? No. I think those overall numbers that they keep touting are going to go down, but a lot of that was kind of fudged, as we well know. Look, if it's only 20 books a month that you have to buy to read like the entire DCU, I think that's a good thing.
I think that's a good thing too, and I also hope they kind of expand this a bit more into their apps, which DC Universe might be dead by the end of the year. And Marvel Unlimited is like a garbage fucking app, and I hate it. But I hope they actually expand into that and invest into those kind of things, because I think those are kind of where the future is going, outside of even floppies too. I mean, I'll still buy the floppies as well, but the times are changing.
Yeah, I think you're right on the DCU app, as much as I love to support it. And honestly, the comic content there is great. I have a feeling it's going to become more of a comic reading app than anything else. I don't think it'll go 100% away, but it certainly seems like all of your relevant DC television and movies are starting to move over to HBO Max already.
Yeah. All right, so here's my prediction. To kind of date this episode a little bit, Mixer just announced that they were shutting down, and they were going to extend their Mixer contracts to people on Facebook Gaming. This is a pretty monumental change in the streaming space, but my bold prediction is that YouTube gaming streaming might be next. YouTube Gaming, having a couple odd contracts here and there, they currently have the contract with Overwatch League Esports and Call of Duty Esports, and I have a feeling that those are going to be changing quite rapidly in the upcoming months because of allegedly Facebook Gaming offered quite a few streamers a significant amount of money, like up in the millions, to stream on their platform, and they both refused. So I think Facebook Game is going to be going after a lot of esports in the future. And I think among them will be Overwatch and Call of Duty, because those are the ones currently on the market. I don't think it'll be like League of Legends or anything. But I do see Facebook Gaming becoming more aggressive in the future. for those that don't know or don't use Facebook, you can kind of stream your video game playing onto Facebook. Not a whole lot of people use it, but it does get a lot of better numbers than Mixer was. Mixer being Microsoft's version of Twitch.
Yeah, that's interesting. We've talked about a lot of the esports stuff in the past. I feel like the current situation and people being home, you would have thought that it maybe would have helped a little bit, but it doesn't seem to be. I think esports maybe have plateaued a bit, and we might see even more consolidation too. Would be my impression.
Yeah, that's probably the case because right now there's only 3 big streaming giants right now, and that's YouTube Gaming, Twitch, and Facebook Gaming. And I think that's only going to make things more and more competitive. And right now, YouTube Gaming's kind of been dropping the ball with all the money they've been spending on just trying to get these esports leagues. And I think you're right too that esports has kind of plateaued as much as I can. There's a lot of competitors kind of coming into it, but now it's kind of like, here are the big games, and here the big games are going to be staying from now on.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting, especially going into the new generation of consoles. Who knows? Maybe there'll be something there where they're able to embrace it really directly and kind of change the direction of everything. Well, I mean, that's it for my bold prediction. Do you have anything else?
No, but I do wonder what Xbox is going to be doing in the future too, because Mixer was integrated into the Xbox platform, and now they just don't have that. So I have no idea what they're going to be doing. They'll probably just do a Twitch app, which is interesting in of itself, but it's odd. I don't know. What do you think is going to happen in Ten of Swords, the X-Men event?
I don't know. It's tough for me. I've never been like super into too much esports. We said on one of the previous episodes, the only thing I ever really watch is like Evo or like fighting game tournaments because those are the games that I've played the most. So it's hard to watch esports that you're not already into the game because you're not getting why anything's interesting. I wonder where gaming in general is about to go. I mean, there was all those rumors a few months back that both the PS5 and the what's the new Xbox? I can't even remember.
It was called the Scorpio. I'm not sure what they call it now. I'm sure it has a dumb name too.
It's probably like the Xbox Ox or something. They like to just add letters. But there was all those rumors that they were going to be like fully backwards compatible to like their first gen systems, and now no one said anything in so long about it. I don't know. That was the thing that was piquing my interest the most, was be the ability to sort of like easily share older games through the platforms. We'll see. I mean, I think if either were to do that, it would be the system that I bought, initially. I'm going to end up probably with both an Xbox and a PS5, but that usually takes a little while. If Xbox told me I could play Xbox games on the new one, I would buy that one immediately. I think the nature of gaming is starting to change again. I think the novelty of online play is done, and now it's just about really integrating all your fan bases appropriately. I think Nintendo's been the most successful at that. So I'm interested to see, what these networks look like going forward.
Yeah, also, like, a lot of these gaming companies, too, are more interested about remaking things. You saw that a lot with the remakes of the Crash Bandicoot games and the Spyro games. Like, they just get more money that way, and they're often just the superior flat-out version of the older games. And I think that's why they're not so into backwards compatibility anymore, because they'll just say, well, we'll just update it for the new system, and it will just be better anyway.
Yeah, I kind of hope it doesn't go that way, because I mean, as much as I appreciate these like remakes, they're not the same game a lot of times. And I feel like I've invested quite a bit in both Microsoft and Sony, and they can let me play some older games on their system. They don't feel that way, I don't think. But
no, they just want your money. That's more money you can give them, the better.
But I think that brings us to the end of this one. As always, check us out on any social media that's relevant, even Vero. Just type in Dissecting Fiction into Google. In all honesty, you're going to find us. Not difficult to do at all. And you can also visit dissectingfiction.com. We'll be getting some upgrades to that pretty soon. As always, check out toystoreguide.com. Businesses are still struggling. I know things are starting to open up and it's looking a little better, but these local businesses have not had a lot of income in the last few months. They still need your help. Check them out. Check out your local comic book stores. That's my biggest advice right now.
Yeah, check out if you need statues or anything. All those statues are finally coming out now. I'm looking forward to the Yu-Gi-Oh! Blacklist of Soldier statue. That looks really cool. There's some exciting new comics coming up. I'm looking forward to Engine Ward, which is about robots rediscovering Earth. And yeah, just go out and if you haven't picked up your books in quite a while, pick them up. It will help your stores immensely so that they'll be around by the end of the year.
Yeah, and I know a lot of our listeners are big Tom King fans from our numbers on those episodes. So we've got the new Strange Adventures just hit, and that's pretty cool.
After like 4 months.
But I'm Vinny Murphy.
I'm Christian Kutlick.
And thanks for listening.